The Merman Prince was about to give birth, but his wife was nowhere to be seen, and in an instant, he realized she had abandoned him. Yet among the Merman clan, anyone who suffered a betrayal of the heart was to be banished without mercy. 5 years earlier, a human woman who had been drugged had accidentally stumbled into his bath, where the effects of the potion kicked in fast, sparking an intimate encounter between them. Before leaving, the woman made a pact with him: if he got pregnant, she would return to find him exactly 1 year later. But the Merman race had a vastly different reproductive rule from humans. Males were always the ones to carry and give birth to children, while females took on the responsibility of hunting outside. As the 1 year deadline approached, the pregnant Merman Prince waited for the woman at the bath as promised, but she never showed up. After he successfully gave birth to a pair of fraternal twins, his clan banished him for being betrayed by a human. With nowhere left to turn, the Merman Prince had no choice but to take his 2 children and move to the mortal world alone. 5 years passed in the blink of an eye, and the Merman Prince's career in the mortal world was thriving, while his 2 kids were always busy playing matchmaker for him. One day, they secretly snuck off to a karaoke bar, and no matter how hard he tried to stop them, it was useless. But he had no desire to accept a new partner, for he had never truly let go of the woman from all those years ago. Just then, the Merman Prince and his 2 children all sensed the woman's presence at the same time. He was still reeling from the shock when a hand suddenly yanked him into a private karaoke room. The second he laid eyes on that face, the Merman Prince froze. This woman was the very one he'd shared that intimate night with years before. But she had completely forgotten about him. What shocked him even more was that, just like 5 years prior, the woman had been drugged again. Her mind clouded, she grabbed him and kissed him passionately. Before the Merman Prince could even recover from the kiss, she let go of him abruptly and turned to leave. The Merman Prince was convinced that he had been abandoned all over again. But early the next morning, the woman showed up right at his doorstep, asking him to marry her to fend off her stepmother's constant marriage nagging, and she offered to pay him $500,000 a month as compensation. It turned out that her stepmother had been slipping her drugs repeatedly, trying to ruin her reputation and drive her out of the family so she couldn't lay claim to the family fortune. Before the Merman Prince could open his mouth to respond, his 2 kids jumped in and made the decision for him. As she was leaving, the woman told him, "I'll come to pick you up for the wedding first thing tomorrow." But the Merman Prince was dead set against this marriage. However, his 2 children had already fully accepted her as their mother. So while the Merman Prince was sound asleep, they tied him up and waited for the woman to come and take him away for the wedding.